While the students are busy with their coursework, St. Cloud State University's runners are preparing for the conference in a few weeks.
I feel good about going into conference. It's still a couple weeks away. We're pretty healthy. Training's going well. I think we're in a good spot moving forward.
Ketan Hoffman details on the status of runners.
We'll see some pretty good performances these next couple weeks. Last weekend was great for us. This weekend's just a small group going to the meet. A lot of kids are just training through.
For some, it's hard to wake up at 7, but runners show up at the field at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Get used to the routine. It gets pretty hard after a while just because you get a little burnt out, but once you get into the routine, it's pretty good, and it's nice to get the workout over with in the morning and have the rest of your day.
Grant says what she feels about the conference.
I'm really excited. We have 36 people just in the top 10 for each event, or not each event, but a variety of different events. So I think we'll do well and hit some good times, some good distances for throws and whatnot.
One of the sprinters expresses his feelings about the competitions.
I'm feeling pretty good. Ran a pretty decent meet, individualized relays. Feeling pretty good. Have a meet at SCSU coming up this Friday and Saturday, so it should be fun times. We're at 300-meter track, so.
Mohamed Najafian, UTVS News. This Saturday, when fans of Huskies came to SCSC to watch the game against North Dakota, they also brought some clothes to donate to homeless people.
So we're just collecting clothing, and part of the reason we're doing this is to kind of give back to the community a little bit. Our community here really supports our athletic programs, and they do a nice job with that, and we just kind of want to return the favor.
Petrovsky says how cool it is to partner with SCSU.
We try to put together a program where we could have customers, hockey fans, season ticket holders, and other fans coming to the game.
Promotional efforts are limited, but Huskies help them succeed.
This is something we're trying to grow. We want this thing to grow into an annual event where people will come with scarves, mittens, caps, any cold weather items that they can donate.
Mitton says how much donation has been made so far and where does the donation go?
Last year we collected over 6 large boxes of clothing, and that actually was donated to St. Cloud area families that are homeless, experiencing homelessness, and also some of the St. Cloud State students and their families that need warm clothing.
Let's people have a better life in this winter by donating our clothes to them so that they can have a better winter and enjoy their winters and stay warm. Mohamed Reza Najafian, UTVS News. The Minnesota Highway Safety Research Center carried out a 4-hour training for teenagers to supply them with real driving skills.
We show kids how to control a skid. You know, a skid for a lot of people is a real panic situation. They start to lose control of the car, and maybe they let go of the wheel, or they turn the wheel too much, or they look in the wrong direction, they look down in the ditch. Well, if you look in a place, that's where you're going to go. So we teach the kids to look at where they want their car to go, keep their eyes downrange so that they can continue to steer and get back out of that skid. The third exercise is a off-road exercise where there are objects in the roadway that the student needs to steer around, and then we purposely have them drive 2 wheels off into the gravel and bring the car back up onto the pavement in a safe manner. And we do some braking exercises. We teach them the difference between just stepping on the brake pedal real hard and easing into that brake pedal in a controlled manner, and that we can actually stop the car in a more controlled way by easing into that brake rather than just stepping on the wheel as hard as you can. At the end, we do a distracted driving exercise, and this one for a lot of people is a real eye-opener. We throw in the noise of the sirens and the flashing of the lights, and then they have to speak on the radio and hold the radio with one hand while they're driving through the exercise at 30 miles per hour.
Dawson talks about the reaction and evaluation of the students.
Number one, they lose track of their speed. We'll tell them to come down at 30 miles an hour, and we'll see people come down at 43 and 44 miles an hour. Well, they can't do it at that speed. And they know they can't do it at that speed, but they lose track of how fast they're going because they got the noise and they're trying to talk and think, and they can't do it.
Parents say they have more faith in their children after they have passed this course.
I really feel so strongly that every single driver on the road should have this training and should be required to pass this course in order to get their driver's license.
So driving and talking on the phone or texting is not good at all for the benefit of your own safety, and we should all apply the rule of thumb as a driver, as an individual in society, by not talking on the phone or texting while driving. Najafian, UTVS News. St. Cloud State University is hosting a discussion about Islamophobia because St. Cloud has become
a certain hotbed for anti-Muslim, organizing anti-Muslim rhetoric.
Hussein says what the purpose of this presentation is.
My focus is to really provide a broader education of what's been happening in Minnesota and across the United States, especially in the past few months and in the past years. We've noticed an increase in anti-Muslim sentiment across in Minnesota.
The executive of CARE expresses his opinion about those who are Islamophobic.
Muslims are part, of the American fabric. They've been here for a very long time. And so the idea that Muslims should be feared is really about racism. It's about religious intolerance.
The Imam of Al-Shafiqi Mosque gives his opinion about Islamic terrorists.
Those people are not using the right way of Islam or the Muslim. So that's why I'm saying the 99% of Muslims are good people, and people should not blame people for those the actions of those few individuals.
Mr. Hussein and one of the Muslim students say what the solution about Islamophobia is.
We definitely need to have more dialogue, more conversations.
Willingness to learn and being open-minded to discuss about the topic is what could break this barrier of why Islamophobia is becoming a huge problem.
Mohammed Najafian, UTVS News. Surveys show SCSU students find it's important to have a pharmacy on campus, but the hours of the drugstore has decreased 2 times due to lack of budget.
We decided that we would best serve students by being open 5.5 hours a day when it's busy during the school year.
But the hours even reduced more, and now the pharmacy opens at 1:30 and closes at 4:30, which is not enough according to surveys.
We had more comments than we've ever had about pharmacy, and the comments were all related to supporting more pharmacy hours.
The pharmacy prepares 30 to 40 prescriptions per day, which would be difficult to keep continuing because of the change of hours. And here is what the students think.
You can head straight to Student Health Services, they can check you out, and they can, try and help you there. But none of that's going to happen if they keep cutting funding to what I consider to be a very vital resource.
Sean talks about the seriousness of the problem.
That is like the death deal of any particular building, any particular service.
Last year, students could receive prescriptions anytime during the day, but now they can only receive their prescriptions and over-the-counter drugs during the time of 1:30 to 4:30. Mohammed Najafian, UTVS News.